The day my daughter-in-law told me she was pregnant, she never once touched her stomach. I remember that detail more clearly than anything else. We were sitting at my old kitchen table, the one with the burn mark from when Daniel was 10, and tried to cook pancakes for me on Mother's Day. The room smelled like cardamom tea and furniture polish. Sunlight came through the curtains and fell across Melissa's face, and she smiled at me like she was asking permission to be believed. "Mom," Daniel said, his voice shaking with happiness, "we're having a baby." I hugged them both. I truly did. My heart felt full, the way it hadn't since my husband passed. I imagined tiny socks on the laundry line, bedtime stories, laughter echoing down the hallway. But Melissa's hands stayed folded neatly in her lap, not resting on her belly, not guarding anything, just folded like she was hiding something. Daniel married Melissa 2 years after meeting her at work. She was polite, organized, always speaking softly. She brought lemon cookies when she first visited and called me Mom before we even knew each other. I thought she loved him. I thought she loved us. But a year into their marriage, things changed. Melissa stopped coming to Sunday dinners. Daniel worked late. Their laughter grew quiet. Then one evening, my neighbor Carla whispered she saw Melissa holding hands with another man at a cafe. I didn't tell Daniel. I didn't want to ruin his happiness over gossip. A week later, Melissa announced she was pregnant. And suddenly, all rumors disappeared. People don't question a pregnant woman. They celebrate her. Daniel painted the spare room yellow. Melissa bought baby clothes online. They posted smiling pictures. But small things didn't make sense. No morning sickness. No doctor appointment stories.
No cravings.
And once, when I dropped by unannounced, I saw Melissa smoking in the backyard. She crushed the cigarette fast and laughed nervously. "I was just holding it for someone," she said. I nodded, but something inside me trembled. 3 months later, Melissa told me they heard the baby's heartbeat.
"It was loud," she said.
Just loud. Not fast like wings. Not beautiful. Not miraculous. Just loud. That night, I couldn't sleep. The ceiling fan ticked like a clock counting down to something I didn't understand yet. And for the first time, I wondered, what if there was no baby? I hated myself for thinking it. But the doubt stayed. The truth came quietly. Daniel was at work one afternoon when Melissa called me crying, asking for a ride to the clinic. She said she felt dizzy. At the clinic, she went inside while I waited in the car. I watched other pregnant women walk past, holding their stomachs carefully, lovingly. Melissa came back 20 minutes later with empty hands.
No prescription. No paperwork.
No ultrasound photo. Just silence. That night, I called the clinic pretending to ask about vitamins. The nurse hesitated, then told me Melissa had never been registered there. My hands shook so badly, I dropped the phone. I didn't want to believe it. But truth doesn't disappear because we close our eyes. So I searched quietly. I checked insurance records Daniel kept in a folder. There were no prenatal visits. No medical bills. Nothing. And then I found messages on an old tablet Daniel left at my house. Messages between Melissa and another man. She was scared Daniel would leave her after he learned about the affair. So she told him she was pregnant. Because she knew Daniel would never abandon his child. I felt sick reading those words. Not angry, just deeply, deeply sad. That night, I sat Daniel down at my kitchen table. He looked at me with tired eyes. "What's wrong, Mom?" I handed him the tablet. He read in silence. His face went pale. His hands trembled. She wouldn't lie about something like this," he whispered. But she had. When he confronted her, she cried and screamed and blamed stress. She said she was afraid of losing him. She said she didn't know how to tell the truth. The marriage broke that night. Not with shouting, but with silence. Daniel slept on my couch for weeks, staring at the ceiling like a child who lost his way. The truth spread slowly, through family and friends. People whispered. Some judged Melissa harshly. But I didn't hate her. Fear makes people do terrible things. Loneliness makes people lie. Still, a lie about a child is a wound that never heals easily. Melissa moved away. Daniel went to therapy. He cried more than I had ever seen him cry. Months later, he smiled again.
Slowly.
He started cooking dinner with me on Sundays. He planted roses in the yard like his father used to. And one evening, he said softly, "Mom, next time, I'll listen to my heart before my fear." I squeezed his hand. Because sometimes losing an illusion saves your life. If you were in my place, would you have spoken up sooner? Or stayed quiet like I did? Tell me in the comments. And if stories like this remind you that truth still matters, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. Because sometimes sharing our pain helps someone else find their strength.